Welcome to Great Greys, your one-stop shop to finding winners across Australia from the world of greyhound racing. Host David Shortte is joined by Harry Buchanan from the Greyhound Insider, Jaycin Campbell to look at Queensland and Tasmanian chasing, Hall of Famer Neil Brown, Sean Matheson looking at South Australian chasing, New South Wales expert Simon Orchard, and the Shane Train Williams rounds it out with his key plays and kennel mail in WA. Now, over to the team for this week's edition of Great Greys.
Good morning and welcome along to Great Greys on this Thursday, the 4th of April 2024. David Shortte with you. Hope you're travelling very well on this beautiful Thursday here in Perth. Lots on the menu over the next hour. We'll be talking all things greyhound racing and, of course, tremendous chasing all over Australia over the next little bit. But the news was announced there yesterday. The final slot announced for our upcoming Sandgroper. The slot race has been completed. All 8 runners now filled. The man joining us to kick off proceedings as he does each week. We spoke yesterday about this race and it will be one that will certainly be talked about for many years to come. Harry Buchanan now joins us. Welcome to you, Harry. And yesterday we had the news there coming through from Sportsbet that Fernando Phil was going to fill their slot. We've been left with Hector Fawley for Ladbrokes, Morton for Tab Touch, Trooper Tears for Total Container Solutions and Team Britain, Mapunga Smoky for Ram Racing, Explicit for Punters HQ, Big Energy for Mintbet, Sunset Frazier for Aaron Bain Racing and Summit Bloodstock, and Fernando Phil from Sportsbet. That is some star-studded lineup.
Very good morning to you, Shorty, and a very good morning to all the listeners. And yes, indeed, it's one of the best races you'll see, if not the best race you'll see this year anywhere. This is quality, head to toe, Group 1 dogs, fast dogs, and that's what we want at Cannington. And yeah, we spoke to Ben Holst yesterday from Sportsbet, locking in Fernando Phil. I can tell you, Shorty, he's just hopped off the trial track at Cannington a very short time ago, 29.60 and a little bit of change. Fernando Phil has zipped around his first look at Cannington, which is absolutely superb, as you know. That just reinforces the fact that this is a dog that when he gets out on the arm by himself, he can run all sorts of time. So you'd think with a little bit of improvement off the back of that, he probably won't be looking like the $13 Tab Touch outsider, and that's a superb trial heading into the race 2 weeks from today.
Yeah, spot on. That is a really nice first look, no doubt about that. And I think there's clearly going to be a bit of improvement. The dog's only just sort of jumped off the plane and trialled that sort of time. So you'd expect with the look there, probably 2 to 3 lengths improvement with a clear run. And I think you'll find around that sort of 29.4 bracket is going to be the time standard for most of this field if they can get the start right and get a clear look. Most of these dogs are capable of running sort of sub 29.5, strutting their stuff up front. So it just really underlines exactly how talented this field is. The Tab Touch market now has Explicit at $2.80, Morton at $5, Big Energy $5.50, Trooper Tears at $7, Hector Fawley $8, $10 for Sunset Frazier, $10 for Mapunga Smoky, and as you just alluded to, Fernando Phil, the $13 outsiders. There's not too many times you're going to have a dog trial at 29.6 and then look at the field and see them as the outsider at $13.
Well, probably the reason being is we don't have a box draw yet, and this market could be flipped upside down once we do get a draw, because I guess it all surrounds Trooper Tears, obviously, with what we've seen him do at Cannington, taking that little step right and wanting to get to the middle of the track, and then the speedsters, all these early splitters, Explicit, Morton, Big Energy, Sunset Frazier, Fernando Phil himself. It's so critical, and people often have an opinion pre-box draw, but I haven't heard many when it comes down to this race, because they're such a high-class field. The draw is going to be absolutely everything, and a couple of these dogs are still going to be lining up before the next 2 weeks. We see Explicit, Big Energy, they go around tonight. We see Sunset Frazier step up to the 488 at Mandurah tomorrow night. I'm not sure what Hector Fawley's up to, and Mapunga Smoky, we saw them last week, as well as Morton. So there's still a bit of water to go under the bridge. In saying that, again, box draw everything, because all these dogs, they're 29.5, better on the arm. So whoever leads is probably going to win. In saying that, we want to see what Sunset Fraser does tomorrow night. We want to see him getting back out on the arm. He's the first and second split record holder at Cannington, so it probably does all surround what he does, but he's about to meet the best competition he's probably ever likely to see in his life, and yeah, it's just a tremendous race, Shorty, and cannot wait for the draw so we can dissect it properly.
Yeah, spot on. That will be crucial, and it'll be right here on TAB Radio on Greyhound Gossip on 9 o'clock Monday week. So that's going to be crucial, and everyone will be tuned in there to see exactly what that box draw does look like. It's just going to be salivating, and the build-up will be massive. You'll hear all about it right here on TAB Radio and, of course, across our podcast that we do with the Greyhound Insider over the next couple of weeks. A massive build-up to the Sandgroper. Before that, though, Harry, we need to make sure we've got plenty of money in the bank before we get out there to Cannington for Sandgroper night. We'll have a look at your thoughts. It's, as you touched on, a busy night of chasing, and there'll be eyes very much glued to this Sandown program, given the importance of the run of Big Energy, and it goes around tonight. Race number 8 at Sandown, box number 3 in the free-for-all. It's 12 minutes past 6 WA time, so make sure you tune in there. And earlier on in the program, as Harry alluded to, Explicit comes from box number 7 in a mixed grade 4 and 5 over the 515 metres, 5:28 this afternoon, Western Standard Time. That race will be up for debate. So the two races we'll be watching very closely tonight there at Sandown, races 6 and 8 legs of the quaddie. Let's get your thoughts, though, tonight. We'll start off at this program at Sandown while we are there. It's an excellent 12-race card, lots of quality. Looking forward to finding a few winners. Who are you keen on?
Yeah, I'm keen to see both those races, that's for sure. Shorty, Explicit, very, very short. He's around 2s on, and Big Energy's into the red as well, and probably his right quote against them, and his best is going to win the race. But I think just for myself, it's a watch and see for both of those dogs tonight, expecting them to win. Going to kick it off in race 1 here. Number 5, Flying Dior. Now, this whole litter, they're all very, very good. We saw one last night win really impressively at the Meadows. They're by Aston Rupee out of Flying Smooth. She was a very handy bitch around Melbourne, the 2 city tracks, winning multiple races there. And this dog here, she's another one. They've all got speed, they've got strength, and they're very, very promising. 2 starts ago, 29.8. No luck last week on box 8. Just has to offset the box here, and she'll justify the short quote. She's going to continue to get better and better, and I just like the way they go about their business, this whole litter. So we're going to kick it off with her in race 1, number 5. Over to race 2, number 2 here, Dundee Lexi. She doesn't win often. She's more of a sort of a place type, which is more of our go anyway. But in saying that, she really runs through her middle and last section well, especially when she draws inside. She was superb 3 starts ago, running 29.69. She actually beat Flying Currency that day, and she's since had very good runs behind Son of Ghost and Duckworth coming from the back, running 4th and 2nd. I just think if she lands close here, she's going to be very, very hard to stop. She knows the track. She's had both her wins there, 4 placings. As I said, she's boxed to put in a forward performance tonight. Then we'll go down to race 7. We'll finish it off here. This dog, Hoodat Shanlin, we all know it's got some sort of motor under the bonnet. Got rolled by your favourite boy last week in Jai's Jet when he surprisingly pounced on the arm and gave nothing else a chance. But yeah, I'm not sure about her over 600 metres, and that's why I sort of like her back over this 5:15 trip. The box isn't going to matter. She'll probably be last and want to go around most of them, but she's got an unrivaled second and last section once she gets really wound up, and 29.65 at the Meadows 2 starts ago when she actually led. Just shows you how very good she is. And then she came from second last or last and still broke 30, winning 2 starts ago, running over Kybale. She did have a little bit of luck that night, but she still ran the time, and I think she'll descend here. She's a great place-heavy show. I thought she'd be shorter than what she is, and we'll be backing her each way in race 7. Race 1, number 5, race 2, number 2, race 7, number 3 at Sandown this evening.
Tuned in to TAB Radio on this Thursday morning. Great Greys having a chat to Harry Buchanan. His thoughts there for Sandown. We've also got a really good program locally tonight at Mandurah for the punters to get involved with. First race there, 6:57, and we've got a tremendous program tonight, 12 races, and a number of these races we see a few of the city class dogs heading down to Mandurah to have a bit of a look around tonight. Thought it was a pretty punter-friendly program. Who are you keen on tonight there, Harry?
Yeah, I agree, Shorty, and I think both tonight and tomorrow at Mandurah we're going to see a couple of those dogs go around in preparation for the Derby. A couple of them tonight. We're going to kick it off in race 4 here. Number 4, Opal Deluxe. It's open around $7 or $8. Silly price for a dog that's had 5 starts over the track and trip, won 3 of them, placed once other, and it's a very sharp box dog. Granted, it's a very even field, but she pounces on the arm and goes low 17. They're not catching her, simple as that. And as I said, that's a really silly quote, $8. We'll have a little bit of that in race number 4. Go over to race 5. This is the first of these dogs from the hobby kennel that you'll see run around tonight at Sunset Comanche. Look, it's a matter of him handling the track, really. There's no doubt he's the best dog in the race. He's got that middle section and the bigger last section that can pretty well run over anything, and he proved that when he ran over Vander Harley 3 starts ago at Cannington, and she doesn't normally get run over. He's a 29.70 dog around that Cannington circuit, and he's done that from the back. Box 7's fine. Corner start, little bit of a question, but the track really should suit him here. And look, if he gets a look, he's going to take all sorts of stopping here. I wouldn't want to take red odds, Shorty. I'd be sort of looking for around that 220 mark, but I think with the 2 scratchings now, he's only got the 5 opponents to get around. He looks the one to beat. Going to keep an eye on Trevor's Gift, who was very good on Friday for us at a great price. You're not getting that tonight. You're getting around 420, but could be worth a little saver. I think they should dominate the race. Over to race 9, number 8, Molotov Boy. I don't really sort of get into this sort of price, and I didn't think he'd be this short at $1.30. So you can chuck him in a multi or whatever you like to do there, punters. I was sort of looking at around $1.60 or $1.70, but that was clearly wishful thinking, and obviously he's the best dog in the race. He'll put these away with any sort of luck. The box is fine. He's got a great record at the track, and he's raced much, much better dogs than this, and only bad luck should see him get beaten. And then down to the last, race 11 here on the card, or the second last, I should say. Dog we backed last Friday in number 4 here, Trendy Miss, has opened up around $12. Another dog who ran a super race behind Tick, Tick, Tick last week, and she was a big price then, and I think she's also a big price now for this sort of race, and she can certainly get into the finish anyway if she can find the fence quickly. And we'll finish it off with her at Mandurah tonight, Shorty. Race 4, number 4, race 5, number 7, race 9, number 8, race 11, number 4 at Mandurah tonight.
Beautifully done, Harry. Appreciate your time as always here on Great Greys. Look forward to hearing from you again tomorrow morning here on TAB Radio. You'll be catching up with Tim and Digby. The standard slot around 6:30, and then tomorrow afternoon we'll team up with Ethan Christian for the mail collection. That'll be dropping about 4:30 Western Standard Time. Tomorrow afternoon, follow it across all of our social media channels. Appreciate your time as always, H. Enjoy your Thursday night of chasing.
Thanks, Shorty. Talk soon, mate.
There we have it, Harry Buchanan with us this morning here on Great Greys, where it's now 10:15. Our first race for a live broadcast this morning here on the program will be the first at Gosford. Comes up in around about 9 minutes' time. We see Curvette, our current favourite on the fixed odds with Tab Touch, 230 into 220. Blacklist, 440 into 420. Royal Standard's been 460 and firm. Investment, 7 and firm. Lucilago has seen some support, 18 into $8, really good go. French Delivery, 13 out to 23, and Phantom Flight, 41 out to $51. Slight little twist of the board for Curvette, 230 to 220, but outside of it, the real mover has been Lucilago, horse number 8, 18 now into $8, 8 minutes away, race number 1 of the day there at Gosford. Time now to catch up with our man Jaycin Campbell. He was seeing them very nicely for us last week here on the program, both up in Queensland as well as down in Tassie. It's great to have his company once again on this Thursday. G'day, Jace.
How are you, Shorty?
Going really well, thanks. How was your Easter?
Yeah, very good. Stuffed into a lot of Easter eggs, and I'm a bit guilty for that, looking at myself in the mirror the other day. So I probably got to get on the treadmill or get to the gym, because definitely put a few kgs on over the weekend.
Oh, well, that's what Easter's all about. And the fact you can afford Easter eggs means that you did see them pretty well last Thursday for us here on the program. Again, got a good program tonight at Albion Park, chasing down there in Tassie at Hobart as well tonight. Let's go through your best bets for the listeners.
Yeah, nice programs at both venues. Low confidence this week. I found them both very difficult. Kick off in race 2 at Albion Park, number 8 here, Hidden Agenda. This dog is very enigmatic, and admittedly he is probably racing a bit below his best now, rising in age. However, I think this is a really nice race for him to run pace, just because he's not a dog that likes to put his head past the post first, and if he does do so, it's more so timing his run to absolute perfection. There's a lot of rain expected tonight in Queensland if it hasn't already hit, and I think that track will be nice and wet, which will suit him because you've got the likes of Scintillate and Amendola and Springtime Rose, who should ensure a very fast tempo. I think he can sit back off them and use box 8 to his advantage. He really likes his box, having had 15 starts with 5 wins and 8 placings. And I think he's just looking for a really hard run 700 here. He's had a lot of runs under his belt, and he should prove really hard to hold out late in the piece.
All right, race 2, number 8, Hidden Agenda for the place only there tonight. Maybe the wet track to play a part. And then deeper into the race, this is one that was good for us last week.
Yeah, she's been good to us a few weeks now, which is nice. Cindy, race 8, number 2. Yeah, she was brilliant. She lifted herself off the canvas last week, run home sensationally through the rails and somehow got that photo. I don't know how she won the race, but we'll definitely take it. Just one of those nights, thankfully. And yeah, she steps up to the 600 metres here for the first time. Got a big respect for Team Elson. Most trainers would probably keep her at the 500, considering the best 8 ranks now in Queensland aren't too strong, with Jay on the sidelines and All Natural down, contesting the $1 Million Chase the Golden Easter Egg semi-finals. But yeah, step up to the 600 metres here. It looks best for Cindy moving forward. I think this will be her best distance, and I think she has the ability to be a Group 1 chaser even at the 600 metres, just purely because she's able to burn the candle at both ends. I think she finds a pretty easy assessment first up at the 600. I think she'll lob close enough to the bunny, if not lead this race, and be really strong in the run home.
Like it. Race 8, number 2, Cindy as the best bet for us tonight there at Albion Park. Chasing in Tasmania at Hobart tonight. First race there, 4:46 Western Standard Time. Who are you keen on down there in the Apple Isle? Yeah,
scratchings have really riddled this program, unfortunately, and hurt our price for our first bet. And that's race 6, number 5, Dealer. 99 Demon was in this race from box 1, and she was going around second favourite here, taking over a bit of the market percentage, but he's now into $1.25, which is rock bottom odds, obviously. I suggest playing him into a multi with the next tip. He won 9 on the bounce prior to his last 2 defeats. Just hasn't had any luck in either of those starts from wide boxes. Draws slightly closer to the fence here, meets a similar field to what he faced last week, and you only have to watch the replay to see that he was really taking ground off all the dogs in front of him, and if it wasn't for a dog that dragged his tail back, he probably would have won the race comfortably. I think he would bounce back in a big way here.
Alrighty, so Dealer, an absolute winning machine, as we heard from JC there. 9 of 14 overall, in great hands with Ted Meadows, one of the star trainers down there in Tassie for many, many years. The second leg of that multi, who are we rolling it into?
Race 8, number 2, Windburn Solstice, another one that opened up rock bottom odds, admittedly. She will probably continue to drift, so maybe play that multi a bit closer to jump. I think she's got to be really hard to beat in this race. She was really quick at Launceston, and 3 starts ago, saluting at around that $1.16 mark, ran 29.33, which was only about 3 to 4 lengths off the track record. She's since had no luck from wide boxes. I think she's much better placed here from box 2, drawn just a bit close to the rails there. I think she'll find a really nice spot in running, and a lot of the dogs in this field don't really have the greatest winning desire, without being disrespectful to the trainers, owners and connections and whatnot, but I think she's a dog on the rise, obviously, and she should prove really hard to hold out late in the piece.
Okay, so we take the all-up multi there, the win, race 6, number 5, Dealer, into race 8, number 2, Windburn Solstice at Hobart as our multi-play for tonight. And at Albion Park, race 2, number 8, Hidden Agenda for the place, and race 8, number 2, Cindy, the best bet there. Anything from your camp running over the next few days for us to keep an eye out for, Jace?
nothing on the greyhound front, but you can watch our horse run around at Gold Coast on the Folly Track in race 4, number 9. Hit him up on Saturday, so we'll cheer him on. He won his last preparation. He came back with a head-scratching fifth in a 5-horse field. I'm not sure what happened there, but hopefully he can return to the winner's stall for us on Saturday.
All right, hit him up. One we'll watch out for at the Gold Coast Gallops there on a Saturday. Jace, appreciate your time as always here on Great Greys. Good luck finding the winners. Have a ripper weekend.
Thanks, Shorty. You too, mate.
There we have it. Jaycin Campbell joining us this morning here on Great Greys, where it's now 22 minutes after 10 o'clock. About 3 minutes to go until the first of the day here at Gosford. Punters take you through that market as it sits in the build-up. Corvette, our $2.30 favourite. Was into $2.20 last time we spoke, so back out to its opening price now at $2.30. Royal Standard has seen some support, $4.60 into $3.90. Blacklist remains firm at $4.40. Investment 7 out to $8.50. Lucci Largo 18 into $8.50, as we touched on, is the horse at longer odds that the punters have warmed to. French Delivery 13 right out to 26, and Phantom Flight 41 right out to $61. Couple of minutes to get your bets on there for race number 1 of the day. It is a maiden plate over the mile. Let's welcome in the man that's been holidaying and having a wonderful time, having a look at his Facebook page over the course of the last month. And, of course, in his absence, young Ethan Christian's done an outstanding job. But it's great to have the Hall of Famer Neil Brown back on deck on this Thursday. Welcome to you, Brownie. How was the holiday?
Oh, terrific, David. Very enjoyable, and some very interesting places we visited. So had a great time, and happy to be back out at Sandown Park tonight. And I'm sure Ethan found plenty of winners for you, David, over the 3 or 4 weeks.
He did an excellent job, Brownie. You've got a very good stunt double there with Ethan in store, that is for sure and certain. Tell us a little bit about we've got about a minute 30 to go for Gosford here. We're in no rush. So tell us the highlight. I did see on Facebook, Brownie, you were very well dressed and you were with an entertainer. Did we get to hear your dulcet tones on the trip at any stage?
I sang a couple of times on the boat, David, which I can't help myself. Did an Elvis number and a Dean Martin out of my era. So, it was a lot of fun and saw some fantastic entertainment on board and got to meet the great Dawn Fraser, and it was lovely to catch up with a person in my lifetime as such an iconic sporting figure, and a delightful daughter and grandson, Jackson, and it was fabulous. And she was a guest speaker on board. And what a life she has had at 86 years of age. She's still as sharp as a tack, and was wonderful. But, some of the best entertainment I've seen on the waters, David. I was really taken with the performers and the speakers that we saw on the Queen Elizabeth. So, got to sing a couple of numbers, which I'm very hard to keep away from, David.
You're listening to Great Greys on Tab Radio.
Well, we're catching up with Neil Brown to have a look at the big program tonight at Sandown. Plenty of interest in this card tonight, Neil, especially with a couple of runners that have been announced into the slots of the Sandgroper. We get to see in race number 6, Explicit, going around from box number 7, and then deeper into the card in race 8, number 3, Big Energy, both confirmed as starters for the upcoming Sandgroper across here in WA, and there'll be 2 runners that the punters will be keeping a very close eye on tonight.
Absolutely, very, very exciting to have 2 high-quality greyhounds like they are at Sandown tonight. So looking forward to seeing them in action. The early quad, Dave, looks really hard. I've taken 4 in each leg tonight. Thought there's plenty of chances here. Race 1 over the 5.15 metres, a grade 7. I thought I'm going to take 5, 1, 4 and 8. Thought number 5, Flying Dinner, was the one to beat. In race number 2 is the 5.15 restricted win race here. I'm going to tip Dundee Lexi on top to beat 4, 7 and 1. So 2, 4, 7, 1. In the third leg, 5.95 metre here, mixed stake over the 6 and the 7. Pretty impressive winner last week, Henry Intention. I've got him on top again. The 6 to beat 5, 1 and 8. And in the last leg of the early quad, race number 4, 5.95 metre grade 5, I've got the 6 on top. Jaycin Campbell to beat 1, 3 and 4. Going to the first leg of the quaddie, main quaddie tonight, race number 5, 5.15 metre grade 5. I made it 6, 3 and 4. I think the market's probably got it pretty well right. Kingsley Bale on top, heaps of early pace. He's very much informed, this greyhound, racing really well. Not a lot of speed on his outside in 7 and 8. I think he might be able to find the front and be hard to beat. And certainly chances to Nashville Bale and Settlement Day, both racing in pretty solid form, and will be the greyhounds to contest against the favourite in box number 6, a 6-3-4. Race number 6, 5:15 metre here, mixed stake. We see Explicit. He's nicely drawn into a mixed stake at Sandown Park for an Australian Cup winner, but very hard to tip against him. He's a real superstar. Looks very hard to beat. Price indicates at about $1.55. He's got that early speed. He should lead and win. 7 to beat, 8 and 3 succeed. Good honest greyhound that races over both distances quite efficiently. And Professor Snitch, he goes okay, drawn okay in the 3 tonight, but looks very hard to beat. Explicit will take 7, 8 and 3. The third leg of the quaddie tonight, race number 7, 5:15 metre grade 5 here, and I'm taking 5, 3 and 7. I've got Sparkling Rose on top. 1, 5 from 6 in very good form, and I think it's the greyhound to beat in a very even race. Who that Shanlin, certainly a good chance from the 3, and number 7 out wide, Smooth Criminal, but I do like Sparkling Rose might be able to find the front from there and be the one to beat. Free for all, it's a real solid free for all indeed. Race number 8 over the 5:15. I'm tipping it, very hard to tip against Big Energy. Love Sandown Park. 9 wins on the track. He resumes after a spell. To beat Buddy Manelli, another high-class greyhound, and number 7, Elite Alex. I've got an interesting one here, Bow Rhapsody. I'm real impressed with the grader. We've gone from winning a grade 5 last weekend. We're free for all, David, pulling on Big Energy. But I did barrack him home from Tokyo last Thursday night, and let's hope he can keep the top liners honest tonight. Bow Rhapsody, an interest with a lot of the Sandown folk there in race number 8. So 3, 2 and 7 to bring home the quaddie. My best bet, I thought one at a bit of value in race 10, number 2, Wild Cash. Not totally convinced the favourites, the one to beat. So Wild Cash for me, it's about $6.50 at the moment. I think his form's been solid enough. He's drawn okay, well boxed there. So race 10 over the 5.95, number 2 Wild Cash, a little bit each way at the 6.50. David, our best at Sandown tonight. So good luck and good punting on a solid card.
Magnificent. Brownie, great to have you back. Tremendous to hear you had a wonderful time of it, and look forward to getting your thoughts again next Thursday here on Great Greys. Have a ripper night out there at Sandown, Brownie.
Thanks, David. Talk to you next week.
There we have it, Neil Brown with the latest on tonight's Sandown program. Worth noting as well, punters, if you're looking to have a bet tonight at Sandown, there is a nice quaddie carryover races 5 through to 8. You need to find the winners there, and a $25,000 carryover. So get your thoughts together and have a tilt at that quaddie tonight there at Sandown. The first leg gets underway 10 minutes past 5. We're going to throw back to Matty McDermott and see if we can't get a look at these dividends from race number 1 of the day that's been run and won at Gosford.
And still displayed interim investment $6.340, Curvette $2, No Div Royal Standard $7.50, Quinella $18.60 Exacta, $55.70 Trifecta, 6.742 first 4 $129.70, sub 4 scratching 5 and wait to come. Townsville, their first race in just 9 minutes, 2.60 Elantra, the favourite, 3.10 Eyes Are Lion, and the first leg of the first quaddie at 10.43.
This is your home of the Greyhound Good Oil, Great Greys.
And we head across to South Australia to catch up with Sean Matheson, having a look at the program tonight at Angle Park, as well as a couple of the other meetings looking towards the weekend. Welcome to you, Sean. How was your Easter?
Hi, David. Yeah, terrific Easter. Thank you very much. Yeah, good to get the 4 days, not so much off over Easter, because in greyhound racing we obviously race regularly, as every state does, but it's good to get a little bit of time and, enjoy the Easter break.
Magnificent. Lots of good chasing to look forward to across there in SA over the next few days. Another very good program tonight out there at headquarters. Talk us through some of your key plays for tonight's 12-race card. First gets underway WA time, 4 minutes past 4 this afternoon.
I've got three best bets for listeners tonight, David. I think there's a lot of short price favourites tonight, and I think they'll probably have a bit of success. But the three that I like race 3, number 2, Ascend for Kim Johnson's the first one. He returns back to Angle Park. He's returned from a break, having 2 runs at Gawler over the 400 metres. And I was really taken by his performance last start, going 22.94 over the 400 metres. He now races in blinkers, which I think is a bit of a key for this dog, that Kim Johnson might be able to get him a bit more tractable. He's a dog that does like to normally race wide, so anything that gets him a bit closer to the fence is a good thing. He's quoted at $2.15 on the second line of betting. The one dog is the favourite here, and I do think it's a 2-dog match race. I think Ascend can either lead or can actually sit behind the one dog, and I think he can prove to be too strong. He does have 500-metre form back in his form. I think he's progressing in the right way.
All right, race 3, number 2, Ascend as the first of the plays, but Sean, pretty keen that Glastonbury and Ascend will be running the 1-2 there in race number 3 on the program tonight at Angle Park. The second of your plays?
The second is in race 5, and it's number 2, Majestic McLaren. Now, Majestic McLaren got the job done for us last week, David. It was a very good run. This is a heat of the Breeders' Prelude, so a lot of the young dogs here, and he is a dog that actually prefers to be nice and close to the rail. So drawing box 2 is really an asset for him. I think he went 30.80 last week. If he goes anywhere near that, he'll be winning this race. And if he can even bounce out near the lead, he can find, or just sit behind the lead, he'll be really strong. So he's getting into about $1.85, which is probably getting short enough, but I still think that's not a bad bet, where I just think the depth in this race, he should be able to handle them pretty easily. So I like him as the second of our best bets.
Very nice. And, of course, the dog owes us nothing because Sean tipped him out last week as a $6.50 chance when we chatted on the program, and it was a nice winner. So we'll stick with Majestic McLaren to go on with the job and make it 2 on the bounce tonight there. We can throw it in some multis. And the third of your plays tonight at Angle Park?
The third comes up in race 10, and I like actually number 7, Crackerjack Hawk for Chris Yench. This greyhound has had about a month off, ran last start behind Woodside Johnny, who goes extremely well here in SA. Prior to that was a good second over 5.30 and won 2 races over the 5.95. So he's a very strong type. The 6-dog field suits him down to the ground. He's $3.10. I just think he just has to, being nice and fresh, I think he can really get the 5.30 nice and strong. He'll be flashing home. He'll be out the back. But 6-dog field plays into his hand. So I think at the $3.10, I think that's not a bad bet.
All right, so Crackerjack Hawk to be all over the top late, race 10, number 7, along with 3-2 Ascend and 5-2 Majestic McLaren. We also have Chasing at Gawler on Friday. First race gets underway there, 11:54 WA time. And on Sunday, we've got Mount Gambier with some of their high-grade racing, one of their biggest races of the year, if not the biggest, to look forward to on Sunday there, Sean.
Oh, most definitely, David. I'll get to the Mount Gambier Cup in a minute. But, yeah, I reckon at Gawler tomorrow, just one for the listeners, race 10, number 4, Victory Club for Rob Harness. Should get a really, really nice run across here. The 2-dog comes out quickly and goes straight to the rail. Victory Club has won 3 of its last 4. He should just be probably working his way to the front early in the race and prove too strong. But then we turn our attention, so as you said, on Sunday, we've got Mount Gambier. It's the Group 3 heats. There are 8 heats, races 2 to 9 on the program, and some exciting chases turning up down there, the likes of Like Wildfire for Tim Aloisi, Nature Strip for David Gill. We've got Can You Exceed for Matt Lanigan. A lot of really high-quality dogs from the metro area, from the southeast, and also from across the border. And so one of the best tips, I think, for the listeners will come up in race 6, number 4 at Hana Rico for Cameron Forshaw. One of the best sprinters in the state at the moment, ran 3rd in the Match Race Series last week. Gets a really good chance here with a vacant box on his outside. he should race up really nice and handy on speed, and he just has that amazing strength late. He's been a wonderful dog for Cameron and the connection. So at Hana Rico, he's shooting for a bonus if he can actually win the Mount Gambier Cup final next Sunday. As he's already won the Murray Bridge Cup final, he gets, I think, about a $10,000 bonus. That would be nice for the connections. But yeah, really going to be a really good program there on Sunday at Mount Gambier.
Sounds tremendous. To look forward to that on Sunday morning WA time when that all kicks off. So keep an eye out for that. Punters, race 6, number 4, Adana Rico to go with Gawler Friday 10 for a Victory Club. Beautifully done, Sean. Thanks for joining us this morning here on Great Greys. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll catch up with you again this time next week.
Excellent, David. Really appreciate your time.
There we have it, Sean Matheson talking all things South Australian chasing. We have our next race for broadcast less than 3 minutes away now. It's the first at Townsville. Having a look at the fixed odds market here with Tab Touch, Alontra, 390 to 250 has been very well commissioned. Eyes are lying on the second line, 230 easy to back out to 340. Kesa 4 out to 5. Support at longer odds for Snuggle Bang Yahoo. It's 13 to 850. Nahate K, 550 right out to $10. Athena's Secret, 18 into 17. Cyber Jam, 23 and firm. My Little Vikings been 41 out to 51, back into 41. And the outsider of the field, Icebound, 71 out to $91. But the punters, there are 2 that have moved in a positive regard. Number 6, Alontra, $3.90 into $2.50. And Snuggle Bang Yahoo, horse number 8, 13 into $8.50. First race there at Townsville in a couple of minutes' time. What we can do, though, is welcome in our man Simon Orchard. It is a tremendous time to be involved in New South Wales greyhound racing because there are feature races coming out of their ears over there. We saw, of course, heats of the Golden Easter Egg last Saturday night at Wentworth Park, and then again last night, more outstanding chasing there at Wentworth Park throughout the course of the evening. We had Magic Maiden heats, and as the night progressed, there were some tremendous performances handed in the new sensation. Let's welcome in Simon Orchard. No doubt he's had an eyeball on all of it. Welcome to you, Simon.
G'day, Shorty. G'day, listeners. How you going, my friend?
Really well, thanks. How was your Easter break?
It was bloody beautiful, mate, for lack of a better word. I headed up to Byron Bay. I've been off for a week. I did have an eye, of course, on the racing over the weekend, and I almost fell off my chair, my camp chair, when I saw McKenna go 29.20. I had to double-check I was watching the right feed because I haven't seen a dog obviously go that fast in my time with the dogs, mate. There's only one dog that's gone quicker, so it was a hell of a run from McKenna. And then last night, the track must have some sort of treadmill underneath it because Power and Glory went 29.2 as well, and Good Odds Cobber put a good time on the board too, Shorty. So they are flying. It's great to see. I know we want to see fast dogs, we want to see safe racing, but hopefully a combination of both as we head, of course, towards April 13, that big night with the Golden Easter Egg final worth $350,000, of course. The rest of the races, the Association Cup, the New Sensation, the Ultra Sense, we've got 9 heats of that tomorrow night, the Embrasoli, the Magic Maiden. It just goes on and on and on. And as you said off the top, it's a wonderful time to be involved in greyhound racing here in New South Wales, mate.
You are tuned into Shorty and the team on Great Greys.
Well, it's now 11:15. We're having a chat to Simon Orchard and talking all things New South Wales greyhound racing. Simon, handballing over to you. Talk us through who you think we can have a bit of a punt on over the next few days, and just your thoughts on those 2 late heat winners there, Smooth Plain and also August Bob from Saturday night.
Yeah, for sure. Shorty, I'll start with August Bob and Smooth Plain. Well, August Bob's a really interesting one. I met with Steve Fitch down at Dapto, it feels like a couple of months ago now, when August Bob was just sort of breaking into the scene. A really talented young dog that went 29.61 and I think 29.66 in back-to-back runs. From there, had a crack down in Melbourne, and things just didn't go the way that Steve wanted. They regrouped. They made it back into the Group 1 National Derby final at the start of the year, and it's just a dog that maybe quietly in the background has been building a really impressive form, run of form here. I think 6 wins of his last 8. He's a dog on the rise, and he's got a really good track and trip PB at Wenty Park now in 29.35. So certainly one to watch come Saturday night. But Smooth Plain, I think you hit the nail on the head, Short. It's one of our best bets going into the semi-finals. It's race 5 Saturday night, box 4 Smooth Plain. I reckon it's going to be a carbon copy of what we saw potentially on the weekend. My Hepburn to lead, smooth playing just to get in either beside or in behind My Hepburn and just run over the top. I just thought the run was fantastic. Already we've seen a bunch of fluctuations in that race, and there's some good dogs in there. The Lord dog in Omega Travis in box 1 is a really good chaser. I think Overflowed Bow for Craig Shaplow's got a big rap on it. My Hepburn, we know Group 1 placed early this year, so it's seemingly an open race with Nat El Sheba as well, but I really like smooth playing to get the business. That's race 5, number 4, Saturday night, the first of our best bets in the Easter egg semis. And then race 7, number 1, Nangar Larry, one of our favourites. We thought, not going off the boil at all, but just going about his business in the lead into this series. I know Andy Lord wasn't panicking at all. He got knocked over by Good Odds Cobber by about 5 or 6 lengths a couple of weeks ago, but now that he's got box 1, I just think Nangar Larry is maybe the better of the card come Saturday night. Race 7, number 1. You can get close to $3 at the moment as well if you want to have a play there. And just looking through the field, we've mentioned August Bob, still a young dog. Angel Shirley, a dog still on the rise. Quantifiable's got a bit of early pace, but don't know if it can go with Nangar Larry. And then Scalacci from box 7, we know what it's achieved in the last 6 months or so. So there's some good dogs in the race, but I like Nangar Larry, who's arguably our best sprinter, to win that one. So race 5, number 4, Smooth Playing. Race 7, number 1, Nangar Larry. They're the best bets on Saturday. If you want to have a play tomorrow night at Wenty Park, we've got 9 heats of the Ultrasense, Shorty, $25,000 race, 2 heats of a Masters race as well. The best bet in the Ultrasense, race 3, number 4, Nangar Gypsy. Best bet tomorrow night, 3-4 Nangar Gypsy, and 11-2 Zipping Conway. Wonderful story. Returned to racing in February after, I reckon, 17 months away from the track. That's an entire career for many dogs, Shorty. Not only has he come back, he's won 3 of 5 starts. He went 29-7-2 at Wenty a couple of weeks ago. Always had ability. It's a great training performance from Marty Hallinan to get this dog up and going again. I think Vencedor is going to be the hardest to beat, but 11-2 Zipping Conway. So just to repeat, Friday night at Wenty Park, race 3, number 4, Nangar Gypsy, 11-2 Zipping Conway, and then Saturday, the 4 semis of the Egg, and of course the Association Cup heats as well. We like Smooth Playing, and we like Nangar Larry. They're the best bets across a huge couple of nights. Of course, you mentioned the Magic Maiden News sensation last night, mate. We've got good dogs coming out of the Yin Yang. We absolutely love it here at thedogs.com.au. Make sure you jump on there for all the stories and all the latest as we head towards that big final night on April 13th.
Big time. And you guys, no doubt, will be there this Saturday night, Golden Easter Egg night, semi-final night, if we tune into thedogs.com.au for the latest.
You jump on thedogs.com.au, all the socials. I think I'll be trackside trying to get some winners from Saturday night. Mick Cowley will be down there tomorrow night. All the action will be there. There were some great interviews last night from Mick and the team down on the track. And then, of course, we're going to be doing our big broadcast from Wenty Park on April 13 with Mark Duclos. I think it's going to be his farewell night at the track. So a big night for him and a big night for all our participants as we head towards what is one of the best nights on the racing calendar, Shorty.
Well, all the very best to the Duke. He's been a fine man in greyhound racing for a number of decades now, and we certainly thank him for all the hard work that he's put in to help promote this great game. He's been absolutely superb for the sport, so pass on our best to the Duke, and we wish him all the very best there. Saturday week, we'll be keeping our eyes glued to all of the action there, thedogs.com.au. Wouldn't be a Thursday without me at least asking, is there anything at Dapto worth a little zip around tonight there, Simon? Have you had a look there at Dapto? I know a lot of our listeners hang out for your Dapto special on a Thursday.
I'm glad you asked, Shorty. Race 5, number 1. It's like a well-oiled machine. 5-1 at Dapto. Trunky Jennings. Bit of support for this dog since markets went up this morning. Look, you just have to go through the field. 30 and 13 is the best time for Trunky Jennings. The next dog's around 30 and 30, so there's a couple of lengths between Trunky Jennings and the rest. Drawn box 1, not the quickest away, so don't be alarmed if he's not leading once they go to the first turn, but just think he's the strongest dog in the race. And if you can get through that first bend at Dapto, which we know is all important, and gets a crack at the leaders, I think he will power over the top of them. 5-1 Trunky Jennings, best bet at Dapto tonight.
Love it. Beautifully done, Simon. I really do. Thank you for your time each and every week here. You do a super job. Look forward to catching up with you next week in the build-up to the big night out there at Wentworth Park. Enjoy your chasing.
Thank you, Shorty. Hooroo.
There we have it. Our man Simon Orchard talking us through a big weekend of greyhound racing in New South Wales. Matty, we'll head back to you for the divvies from race number 1 of the day there at Townsville.
And the placings 2, 5, 9 and 3. Eyes a Lion 360, 160. Kaiser $1.50. Cyber Jam was third, 3.80. 11.70 Quinella, 16.90 Exacta. $189.30 Trifecta. 2593 first 4. 3,449.50. Scratchings nil and wait or otherwise to follow. Gosford is next, $1.70. Reigning captain, the favourite with Tab Touch.
This is GREYS on Tab Radio. Go, you good thing.
Yes, and one man that knows how to find a few good things is the Shane Train Williams. No doubt very proud of the efforts handed in by his chaser in the Good Friday Cup there last week. Was in front for a very long time. Get a Beer just run down the last little bit by the very, very strong Barrio Beast. But nonetheless, the best performance handed in by Get a Beer since arriving here in WA, and runner-up in the Good Friday Cup final was a pretty solid performance. Welcome to your train. Gave you a pretty decent sight for your money at the big odds there. Get a Beer on Friday.
Yeah, he certainly did, Shorty. Good morning to you and good morning, listeners. And just touching on last week, Shorty, I've never been married, but I know what it's like to be a bridesmaid now. We run second in the Oaks on Saturday as well with Sky High and a few other placings. But no, it was a good week. The dog tried hard and, it just goes to show you, horses for courses, isn't it, Shorty? That Mandurah 400-metre circuit, there was a couple of 500-metre dogs dropping back. And as I've said all along on this program, then boxes are very different. So I think the two best dogs that had sort of been racing there for most of their time sort of got suited them better, you know. So, but hey, congratulations to Louis and Mitch. We'll have to buy us a drink at some stage over the next couple of weeks.
Indeed, yeah, and it goes around. You guys all share it when you win the big races. There's always a bit of celebrating that goes on, but he's done an excellent job with that dog, Lewis Clay, and it was a much-deserved victory. Been a great campaigner and had a very long stint on the sidelines. He's looked after the dog and he got his rewards there on Friday in the Good Friday Cup. All righty, now, Shano, talk us through your thoughts over the next few days. There's plenty going on around the place. Good program tonight, of course, Friday night Mandurah, and then Cannington Saturday, Lou Dorser Memorial Trophy final night. And well done as well last Saturday night. Jamie Keeping was one that we were pretty keen on last week, and it led all the way in impressive fashion.
Yeah, I think it was about time I steered the punters into a winner, Shorty. It's been in quite a while, but yeah, she sort of had the draw to take advantage, and she certainly cashed in. And you know, I can tell you this week, she knows she's won. She's up and about this week as well. So we'll see how she goes this week off the one box. But we'll kick off tonight at Mandurah, Shorty. I've got two plays there for the punters. Going to go race 6, number 1, Gypsy Rumba, dog trained by Pete Brown. Very good win last start, breaking the 17 seconds. And the key here, Shorty, is the two-dog Rethink It. It's a dog I used to train, and it does like to use plenty of the track. So plenty of room for Gypsy Rumba up on the inside. I notice it's already been heavily supported. So it's around about that 220 quote at the moment, but I think that'll kick us off with a winner, Shorty, race 6, number 1. And then the very next race 7, number 2, Simplicity, a dog trained by Cody Charles. This dog led all the way from box 6 last week, goes to box 2, Shorty, and then from box 1 and 2 it's had 7 starts for 5 wins, so obviously loves the inside. So a repeat performance from last week would see it get the job done tonight, Shorty. So hoping for a nice little double back-to-back, 6-1 and 7-2 tonight.
6-1-7-2 this evening at Mandurah. We back up and go again on Friday night?
Yeah, a bit of value Friday night, Shorty. I found it a little bit tricky. I'm going to kick it off with a dog in the 652, which was good to us last week, the 652 race. 10, number 2, Pretty Hot, dog trained by Adam Smithson. I know this dog goes a fair bit better at Mandurah than what it does at Kennington. I just thought it might have been able to find the arm here and break them up. I haven't seen any prices, but obviously the 8's going to be favourite, and I just think this dog down near the rail could find the lead early and be hard to beat. So race 10, number 2, Pretty Hot. And then over to the very next race, Shorty, this dog's resuming from about a month off, race 11, number 2, Kisses for Chaos. And I think this dog's got a lot of ability. Probably go back 4 or 5 runs ago, it's run 27-20 over the trip, and just nice and fresh in a good camp. Just on a bit of a spec here, but just, again, should be each way odds. Race 11, number 2, Kisses for Chaos. So 10-2 and 11-2 on Friday.
Pair of twos there. Mandurah Friday 10-11-2. Off to headquarters Saturday night out there at Cannington.
Yeah, Keno on Saturday. A very good free-for-all over the 600. I think Western Nuggets airborne at the moment. Shorty, race 6, number 8, and he's drawn out where he wants to be. Obviously, Booney's in the race and a few others, but just like this dog the way he's going. He's hitting the line really well, and full of confidence at the moment, and I think obviously Booney's going to be favourite, and this bloke might be second or third favourite. Obviously, Savic's in the race as well. So, I think, it's going to be $3 or $4, and I reckon he's a good bet. Race 6, number 8, West on Nugget. And then race 9, number 2, Shorty, Hurricane Taylor, very eye-catching last week over the 5, steps up to the 6. Eric's team's going really well. I think it'll be hard to beat as well there, Hurricane Taylor. So 6, 8 and 9, 2 on Saturday night at Kennington.
All righty. Who's the best from the kennel this weekend?
I think we'll have to back up on Jamie, Shorty. Obviously, it's a little bit harder this week. Sage Tennille, Carter Axelrod in there. I think Carter Axelrod's probably the key. It likes to use a bit of the track, so it could hold the outside division up. And she's, like I said, she's just full of confidence from that win last week. It's amazing what a win does. She's been running really well, placings and stuff, but yeah, that win is just amazing what it does for them. Just lifts their confidence, and she's had a really good week at home. So we'll stick with Jamie, keeping race 8, number 1, Saturday night.
Yeah, like it. If she can step like she did last week, she'll be hard to get past. That is for sure and certain. And just touching on that, last Friday at that Good Friday meeting, one of your best bets on the program actually came out and broke the track record there last week over the 657 metres and 647 metres. And congratulations to Jay Jacobson. She's ticking a lot of boxes as a young trainer, and that's another one. Nice to have a track record holder. But have I noted that there's been a change of kennel since that run?
Have you ever seen a dog break a track record and get sacked, Shorty?
Never seen that in my lifetime.
Could be the first time in history. She's quite another dog from New South Wales, so she had to make one go, and unfortunately it was Carter Axelrod. So, Corey White's got him now, and best of luck to Corey on Saturday. But, she's sacked the track record holder. Unbelievable.
That is extraordinary stuff. This thing from New South Wales must have some ability if you're moving on a track record holder for it. So we'll keep an eye on that. But well done to Jay, and along with Lockie, they're doing a superb job with their team. And long may it continue. Tremendous, as always, to have you here on the program, Shano. Well done again on that runner-up performance in the 2 big races, both the Gallops and the Dogs last week. And let's hope Jamie Keeping can go on with the job and make it 2 on the trot on Saturday. Good luck.
Thanks very much, Shorty. Enjoy your weekend, punters.
Good man. There we have it. The Shane Train Williams to round out Great Greys on this Thursday. My plays for tonight there at Mandurah. Race number 5, just opting for the better value in the dog that knows the place in race 5, number 5, Trevor's Gift. The Clear Dangers 7, Sunset Comanche. You can take them in novelties. Race 6, number 1, Gypsy Rumba. The dog I'm throwing in for the novelties there is number 8, Litchfield. In race 7, I thought 2 key hopes here. Number 3, Light Manelli, leaning slightly its way from the 2, Simplicity, but again, they look key plays in that particular race. Later into the program, race 11, number 8, Hello Dave on an each-way basis. Number 4 will be into all of my novelties, and race 12, number 3, Edith Hook gets the nod as well. That is it for Great Greys on this Thursday. Thanks as always for your company, and the man in there making it all sound absolutely schmicko as always, Matty McDermott. Much love to you. Thank you as always for your time, Matty. Good luck, punters. Enjoy the remainder of your Thursday.
What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelpline.org.au.